Good evening. This is Richard. This is over and over and over again, and this is day two of our Euros 2022 live. We've just watched Spain kick off Group B with an impressive performance in the end against Finland, and we're going to be looking forward to obviously the second game in that group. Germany are playing Denmark at the Brentford Community Stadium. Andreas is currently in the stadium there at Brentford, getting ready for that game. So all that's coming up the other side of this.
We'll be alright with Ellen White. Take the lead with Beth Mead. Williamson gets the job done and Lauren Hemp is heaven sent. Hear the lionesses roar. Left foot, right foot, header. Left foot, right foot, head. I'm supporting England cause it's left foot, right foot, head.
So don't forget, you've got the chance to win that CD, that song there, off the beautiful game from Pete, Drake and Kay Spink. They both signed that copy as well. You just need to guess the correct number of goals that England will score in the group stage. Obviously, we've got one already with 2 games to go. So day 3 then of the Euros. It's day 2 of us being live. And we've just seen Spain kick off Group B. A much injury hit Spain squad, isn't it? Their 2 best players, Hermosa and of course Patella, are both out of the tournament. So it's been a tricky build up for Spain, and it became even more tricky, didn't it, in the early stages of that game. They went 1-0 down to Finland in the very first minute, the earliest goal scored so far in the tournament. But they came back well, didn't they, in the end to win 4-1. They could have scored quite a few more goals, let's be honest. Finland played okay. They maybe ran out of legs a little bit towards the end, and they struggled, didn't they, to get back into it. But a good start for Spain. And although, like we said, they've had them injury problems, they still look as though they are going to be a threat in the tournament, don't they? And they do look as though that they've got the strength there still to be able to progress through the competition. Yes, Finland are probably the weakest of the 4 teams in that group. We know that. And Spain are going to have a bigger test to come, aren't they, against Germany and Denmark later on in the group. But you'd imagine that they've probably got enough to get through. It's just going to be maybe now we're looking at obviously Germany playing Denmark in about an hour's time. That game kicks off to see who it is that maybe is likely to maybe challenge them to win the group. Of course, we do play, don't we? If we qualify out of our group, of course, we will play a team from this group. If we finish as group winners, we'll play the runners-up in this group. If we finish runners-up in our group, then we'll obviously play the group winners in the quarter-final. So there's a lot of interest, isn't there, from an England Lionesses perspective on this group that's been kicking off today. Spain were impressive at times. You have to be honest; they did play well. They could have scored a few more goals. A couple of unusual goals, or 3 unusual goals for them. 3 headers, wasn't it, and a penalty. So not the maybe goal you would associate with Spanish football. So they proved they've got something different about them as well. And we know they're going to be a threat, aren't they? So a good start for Spain. Similar score, exactly the same score actually to Norway, of course, last night, who also won 4-1, didn't they, against Northern Ireland in a game that we were sort of watching on the show last night when we were chatting about obviously the opening England game. Coming up then, I say at 8 o'clock kickoff, of course, it is Germany against Denmark from the Brentford Community Stadium. This is going to be a really good game. It's maybe come a little bit early in the tournament, though, the opening game for both of these nations. It's always difficult, isn't it, the first game? We saw for England, you just want to try to get through it and not lose. I think that's the most important thing, and I think both of the teams tonight are going to be looking at not losing this game. And I think it could end up maybe not being quite as open, as exciting as it may have been had the game been played a little bit later on in the competition. But it is what it is. We're looking forward to it tonight. It's going to be a good game against two of the good teams that we've got in the tournament, two of the better teams. You know, Germany, 8 times winners. Yes, they've not been as strong recently. We saw in the Arnold Clark Cup, didn't we, in February, that they're a little bit off the pace to where we would expect them to be. But we've said it before on the show. We've seen it happen so many times. When it comes to tournaments, they're always ready, aren't they? And I don't expect anything different. Of course, Denmark were Were they surprise runners up last time out? Yeah, to a certain degree, they probably were. They did knock Germany out, of course, didn't they, in the quarterfinals in 2017? And they did go on, of course, to the final before losing to Holland, of course, then. So they've got experience of tournaments, they've got experience of doing well, and I'm sure they'll be coming here this year looking for another good run. You know, they've got some great players, as we know, of course, one or two that play in the WSL, of course, as we know. So I'm looking forward to that game, actually, because I think it's going to be a good game of football. Again, another good game of football. We've seen 3 games already in the tournament, haven't we? I know the England game was a little bit disappointing in some ways for the way that England played, but ultimately we kind of know the reasons behind that. But certainly there's been real entertainment, hasn't there, in the other 2 games? Norway played some good football last night against Northern Ireland, and we've just seen Spain play some good football as well. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of good football to be played in this game coming up as well very shortly. So we're looking forward to it, actually. It's going to be a really good game. And it's going to give us, say, a little bit more of an idea. In fact, after this game tonight, that's half the teams in the tournament would have played their first game. So we'd have seen half the teams already, the other half still to come. And we have got 2 good games tomorrow to look forward to as well. I'm actually going to be at Bramall Lane for Netherlands against Sweden. Another 2 big hitters meeting on game day 1 in the competition. So that's going to be an interesting game. And we've also, the other game, of course, a bit earlier on in the group is Portugal against Switzerland as well. That's being played earlier on at Rotherham. So lots to look forward to. We've actually got a comment here from Terry. He says, good evening, Richard. Spain looked good today. Yeah, they did look good. And we've got actually a special guest joining us. He wasn't able to pop on last night, but he's here tonight. He's, of course, Emma. How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yeah, sorry I wasn't able to join us. I was watching a bit of the Northern Ireland game, but I thought I'd just pop in before the Germany-Denmark game, which could actually be an absolute cracker. So, yeah, good to see you. Hope you're well.
Yeah, very well. Good to see you as well. I'm glad that you're able to pop on with us. I mean, did you just watch the Spain game?
I caught a bit of it. Oh, sorry, I was watching Cam Norrie in the Wimbledon semi-final.
Yeah, I was as well. I was as well.
He played really well. I must say, even at this early stage, even though it was only a header, I'd say Bob Matty's header was a contender for goal in the tournament. It was so perfectly placed. So, yeah, that was a wonderful goal. And it really makes most of the set pieces, and it's good to see them going over to Puteas as well. So, yeah, Finland made it difficult for them, but all they did ultimately by scoring early was poke the beast. And, yeah, they looked really good, Spain.
Yeah, they did. I mean, you know, we kind of spoke about them last night, thinking that maybe they might have struggled a little bit because of the 2 players missing, of course, 2 of their best players. So, but they kind of showed, didn't they, that they've got the strength there. And yes, they're going to miss those players. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But you saw tonight that they're still a very, very good team, and they're still going to be one of the favourites, aren't they, to go far in the competition, I would say. But Finland are the weakest team in that group. So we have to bear that in mind as well. And you know, I'm sure that it's going to be different when they come up against Germany and Denmark over the next sort of week or so to finish this group off. But yeah, I think it's going to be a different story. I mean, obviously we've got the Germany-Denmark game coming up. I mean, obviously you said, you know, it's going to be a good game. It should be a good game, shouldn't it? You know, that's really in a competition, aren't they?
So and with Denmark having phenomenal players, we know from our days with Chelsea, been a lot harder. Germany maybe not as good as they once were. Let's see, it promised to be really good. I think the crowd in Brentford, hopefully for Andreas, he'll get to see his side win. But we're really good. Give us a really good idea of what's likely to happen in that group, because as we know, Denmark were runners up in the last tournament. Germany did well, but of course they were knocked out by Denmark in the last tournament. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot on the line there.
Yeah, there is, and it is two of the great teams as well. So it should be a really good game. So I was just saying there, I think maybe in a way it's a bit of a shame that maybe they're meeting in their first game, because the first games tend to be quite cagey, don't they? You don't want to lose your first game because it makes it difficult. Especially those two now having seen Spain win quite comfortably. Whoever loses tonight, if there is a loser in this game tonight, they've got a tough job, haven't they, to qualify? Whoever loses this game tonight. So I think they'll both be aware of that, and I think that a draw probably would favour both teams, because then, you know, they'd both expect to probably beat Finland. And it's just going to be who can get the better result against Spain, possibly, to decide who maybe qualifies through the group. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a good game. There are a lot of great players on show, of course. It hasn't been, obviously, yesterday we spoke about the Arsenal women's impact early on in this competition. Of course, it had a big impact. There was some great performances from the Arsenal girls in the first game. Obviously, last night, Frida Marnham scored for Norway as well, which was great. Of course, there wasn't anybody in the Spain-Finland game from Arsenal, and there's only likely to be, I haven't seen the team, I don't know whether Simone Boye is in the starting lineup, is she, for Denmark? She's the only one.
I haven't actually seen. Let's just, let's have a look. I've not seen. Andreas would normally,
yeah, Andreas would know, but obviously he's at the ground. He'll probably know what the team is, actually.
Normally the Germany team is mainly been dominated by players from Bayern and Wolfsburg, a former gunner, Katrine Vey, is actually playing at left back. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. For the German.
I don't know if Simone Boy's on the bench. She's on the bench.
Is she?
Yeah, she's on the bench.
She's on the bench, okay. So we're probably not going to see much of her maybe tonight. But it's certainly been a good start from the Arsenal women that's played so far. There's been some good performances, hasn't there, so far?
Yeah, there have. Yeah, I was going to say, Frida was good yesterday. She would come on a good finish, linking up the play really well with Caroline Graham Hansen and Julie Blackstone. It was all the WSL players who scored for Norway yesterday as well. Arsenal and Chelsea, Guru also scored, and then CGH scored, and Northern Ireland I thought gave a good go because you see they're only part time, but. They've been able to lose that sadly. McGill's out of injury, so we still wish them well, but it's going to be tough for them. It's tough to see past England and Norway in that group, and it's good to see a couple of the Arsenal girls scoring early doors, and of course Leah Valti set for her 100 cap tomorrow for Switzerland against Portugal, so that'll be really good for her.
Yeah, no, it will. Yeah, I mean, it's been, I say it has been an exciting tournament so far for Arsenal as well as for England. Terry says that, good evening, mate. Indeed, good.
Good to see you, Terry. You're all right, mate. Yeah.
And we've got Connor in the chat as well. How you doing? Thank you very much for watching. So I mean, it is going to be an interesting game tonight, isn't it? And I'm looking forward to watching it. I mean, obviously, the fact that we've got Andreas is interested as well in Germany. He's at the game. He's already been sending a few videos for the blog already, which looks really good actually. The stadium. I've never been to the new Brentford Stadium actually, so it'll be good to see some footage from there. Definitely. For us, it'd be nice to see how that goes. What have you been making of the attendances? And obviously, the first game, the England game, we knew was going to be pretty much a sellout. The
atmosphere there, you were part of it to see. I couldn't spot you obviously myself on the TV, but no, that was absolutely electric. That was electric. It's 68,000. The capacity was normally 75, I think, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I thought the coolest bit was when they brought the remote-controlled vehicle and brought out the ball. The atmosphere was electric, and you could see. I mean, I was buzzing for that game. Yeah, okay, you have to give credit to Austria. They played really well, but England got the win, got the 3 points, and you really can't ask for more. And let's hope we see more of those crowds pack out I wouldn't say lesser stadiums. That's probably not the right way of putting it, but pack out all of the stadiums during the group stage. With a few empty seats, but we want the more people, the better.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I think there was what was that Spain attendance? Like 15,000 or something, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
Which is okay. I mean, it's not a fantastic crowd. Obviously, a lot of empty seats, but you get that anyway, don't you? Even when it's a men's tournament, when you've got the group games against teams from outside of the host nation, you tend to get empty seats. It's normal, isn't it? So let's not make too much of it. But it was a good atmosphere. It seemed like a good atmosphere in the game today. The Spain game. It seemed like a pretty decent atmosphere last night at the Northern Ireland Norway game, and I'm sure the Germany Denmark game is going to have a good atmosphere in. And I'm at the game tomorrow night between Netherlands and Sweden, so we'll see what that atmosphere is like. But the Dutch fans tend to be quite lively.
They're vocal. Whether it be for the national side or whether it be for Max Verstappen in the F1, they're crazy. So
yeah, no, they are. So it's going to be that should be a good atmosphere tomorrow for that game, and then we'll see how it progresses. And of course, England back in action on Monday against Norway. That's going to be a crucial game now, isn't it? Because we saw how Norway played well last night. Yes, you've got to say the opposition, as you said, part-time. They're not the greatest team in the tournament, are they, Northern Ireland? But they played well, Norway. That's going to be a tough game for England, isn't it, on Monday?
Yeah, as I said when I was in the Northern Ireland's team is mainly made up of people at day jobs. They're only part time. That's maybe why their league is not as strong. And you have a team like Norway, who were runners up in 2005, didn't have such a good tournament 5 years ago. In fact, I think they lost all their games or something like that. But you see, they've really come on. Really got that squad depth now. With players we didn't really know about, like Frida. CGH is one of the best in the world, and they got Guru Wrighton and. Yeah, there's got so many players that play the trade in the top league. I'd say that WSL is the best league in the world. That's why they've come on. So it's tough for them, but they give it a good go. And yeah, it will be tough for England. They'll have to definitely be more clinical. They'll have to be a bit more solid at the back. They were giving the ball away a bit too much in their half early on, but they ended it well. But it definitely promises to be a much tougher test, and they'll definitely have to be a bit more on it. And no doubt Serena will say that to them at the end of their Austria game.
Yeah, and the good thing is now as well, if we were to beat Norway with Northern Ireland to come, you'd imagine that wins us the group, doesn't it? Pretty much, guaranteed.
Because I said it should be, but then let's see what happens also between Norway and Austria. So that's not going to push over the way Austria played. So yeah, well, if we win, we should win the group. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I mean, it'd be a major shock if we didn't beat Northern Ireland. Let's be honest. And I think that game will be, if we do beat Norway, that game against Northern Ireland would be a good opportunity to maybe give some of the squad players game time that they may not play in the other games. You know, you can make a few changes and expect to be strong enough to win that game. And if we've got the 6 points in the bag already, I think that may be what we'll do. So that could be good. But yeah, the Norway game Monday is going to be a really big test. And I agree, we'll have to play better than we did against Austria. But I think we will, because the pressure's eased a little bit now. One, the first game's out of the way. And two, we've got the 3 points on the board, haven't we? So we can relax and be more hopefully going into that game. You know, it's going to be, it's at Southampton, isn't it? You're going, aren't you, on Monday?
I'm going to both games, yeah. I'm going to be up and down next week, yeah. I haven't checked out your vlogs yet, but I'll have a lot to live up to. I'll do my best. And yeah, going back home, I haven't been to the Emirates Stadium in 7 years, so that'll be really good. Never been to St Mary's. So, yeah, a lot of travelling, but no, I'm looking forward to seeing England Lionesses live for the first time. Since they lost to Germany in the friendly at Wembley back in 2019. So, no, it'll be really good. And hopefully the atmosphere will be the same as it was at Old Trafford and hopefully at Southampton as well. So, yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure the atmosphere in England games is going to be really good. I mean, it was loud at Old Trafford, actually. I mean, I think the section that we were in wasn't that... It probably wasn't the greatest part of the stadium to have been in to get the best atmosphere. You know, it sounded like it was better elsewhere in the stadium. It was okay where we were. It wasn't a bad atmosphere. It just, it was I don't know, just people that wasn't maybe right into it as much as maybe you'd hope they might. But it was good atmosphere, and overall it was a great experience. Cornell in the chat there says, who do you reckon are favourites, Germany or Spain? Well, don't discount Denmark from this group, because I would never discount Denmark. No. They reached the final, didn't they, last time? I wouldn't write them off. I mean, what do you think? Who do you think's favourites out of Spain and Germany?
It's really difficult. I think tonight will tell us a lot. I think we'll see how both teams play. It's really, really difficult to call. I don't know, Spain are the favourites. I don't see them not making it, but tonight will give us a good idea and of where both teams are at. And as I said, I don't really know what much more there is to say, but I honestly think the way, I wouldn't say Germany's been in decline, maybe that's bringing them forward, but a lot of people might disagree with this, but I actually think Denmark could definitely what's the way they said, they could definitely raise one or two eyebrows. So yeah, no, I'd probably just, if anything, it's really difficult to call, but I'll give the slight edge to Denmark.
Really?
Yeah, I would actually. Yeah, I just think because they've got vanilla and maybe they don't have that fear factor and they have that run, they have that squad belief, and it remains to be seen. But and you can never rule out Germany. You rule out Germany at peril, but I just think that maybe there's not that fear factor around German football as there has been for much of this last 15-20 years. So yeah, if anything, I'd probably ever so slightly lean to Denmark, but who knows? I may be proven wrong. So yeah, let's see what happens tonight.
No, I mean, I think you're right that obviously Germany aren't as strong currently as they have been in the past, are they? And it could be a little bit of a case of everybody else has caught up to their level maybe, and they maybe not really necessarily digressed. I think everyone's improved, so maybe they're not quite as strong as they were, but we know Germany in tournaments. We know what we're going to get there. They're switched on and they're ready, aren't they? So I'd be amazed if they don't. But yeah, tonight, I mean, Andreas said it himself that this is the game that he's the most worried about. One, because it's the first game, and two, because, as you said, Denmark have got some very, very good players, and they're a very, very good team, and they had a great run in the competition last year. So I certainly would rule
Germany along the way as well. And they beat Germany along the way as well.
Yeah, they did. And, you know, maybe Germany will have that in the back of their mind and be looking for revenge a little bit, because you know what, that can happen sometimes when you've lost to an opponent before. So we'll have to see. Canal says there, can England, Denmark, Germany and Spain all get to the semi-final?
No, they can't.
I'm not sure if they can, because that's all the teams in that Group A and B, isn't it? I think the way the score
they can't. They can't.
I don't know if we can all get to the semi-final. You know, and I certainly wouldn't rule out Sweden or Netherlands from Group C to get to the semi-finals either. So, I mean, the beauty of this tournament is, and Serena Wagman said it herself, didn't she? There's so many potential winners. When you look at it, there's a handful of teams that you strongly fancy to win the competition. Obviously, England are one of them, but you know, Spain, Germany, Denmark, as we've mentioned, Sweden, Netherlands. Yeah, there's a lot of really strong teams, and it's going to be interesting and kind of exciting, isn't it, to see how it all plays out, because there's some tough groups. This group B is a tough group. Obviously, Group C is a tough group as well, with Netherlands and Sweden in it, and Switzerland as well. So, you know, and France and Italy coming up on Sunday when they all kick off. So there's so much to look forward to. It is going to be really good. Terry says there, Amar, never write the Germans off.
That's exactly what I said, Terry. That's what I said. Yeah, that's what.
We're not writing them off, I don't think. But, you know, they're not as strong as we were. We know that, and they know that as well. But, yeah, I'm sure that they will be difficult to beat. They're always difficult to beat, aren't they? No matter how they play. So, but yeah, tonight's game will give us, you know, that'll be two groups would have kicked off already with all the teams played. So that half the tournament, as I said, would have played after this game tonight. So that's good. We'll have had a chance to see a lot of the teams, and then over the weekend we'll see all the rest. And it may give us, by the time England play again on Monday, hopefully we've got a little bit more of an idea of where everybody is, how everybody's shaping up, what kind of form that they're in, and stuff like that. And we'll be able to see exactly how things are going to shape up. I mean, obviously, by the time we play again on Monday, of course, Austria would have played Northern Ireland earlier on in the evening. You'd imagine Austria will beat Northern Ireland. So that means when we kick off against Norway, you'd imagine that Austria, England and Norway will all have 3 points. And then, you know, it makes it
good point,
doesn't it?
That is a good point, it does make it interesting, definitely.
So that's going to be, we'll see what happens there. Tony says there's only one winner, England, but lots of runners up. Well, let's hope you're right. I mean, we said it on, well, I certainly said it on when we did our preview show last week, that I've never been more confident about England winning a tournament than I am about this one. And yes, even though the other night's performance was nervy, wasn't it, Emma? We were looking nervous, didn't we, on Wednesday?
It was nervy, very upset to make one or two saves towards the end. But they never really looked in threat. I mean, I thought especially, I think they gave Georgia Stanway the man of the match, but I'd give it to Billy Bright, because she won probably every aerial duel there was to win, and she was really solid. And they never, even though they did carry a threat going forward, they never really looked like scoring, breaking down England on a regular basis. So
I didn't think that. I didn't think they looked like scoring Austria. No, I thought Millie Bright played really well, actually. I mentioned her in the vlog actually after the game. But I thought Georgia Stanway did have a good game. I thought, you know.
Yeah, you have to give credit to our goals as well. I mean, Manu made a couple of really good saves tonight, bet, and Laura looked really solid as well when she was taking it. Actually, rare. It's not often you see Lauren Hemp was in someone's pocket. You could argue that Laura down the right really saw off her threat exceptionally well, I would say. You hear me? What's going on? I might need a refund.
has to shout about. Here we go, the summer's here. Meet your friends and grab a beer. Football's on, the beautiful game from St. Mary's to Bramall Lane. It's just a game, but it's our beautiful game. So here we go, the summer's here. Meet your friends and grab a beer. Football's on, the beautiful game from St. Mary's to Bramall Lane. It's just a game, but it's our beautiful game. It's just a game.
Well,
Yeah,
that-
there we go.
me
Yeah, I don't know.
we
I don't know if
did
you
it
can
last
hear me.
night.
I don't know
Went
what.
down
I
last
don't hear me. I think we've got cut off or something.
Yeah, I think the internet went. That was why.
Yeah, no, I was saying as well. Just a summary of that game the other night. I think it's not often that someone has Lauren Hemp in their pocket, but I thought Laura was exceptional the other night and
Yeah.
really different. It was really solid. So she can have a real. I think that's great for us going forward next season. And yeah, so let's see how she does for the rest of the tournament. But no, I was really impressed with Manu as well. So let's see how they do for the rest of the games.
Yeah, I thought Laura was Austria's best player. Actually, she did a great job on Lauren Hemp. But as Terry says there, and he's right. You know, one thing we need to do is stop relying on Hemp. We need to switch the play around more. Yeah, I mean, you know, I felt a little bit sorry for Beth Mead because most of our attacks were going down the left-hand side, and obviously she was out on the right. She scored the goal. They then switched, didn't they? And Beth Mead went over to the left-hand side, and she still didn't really get the ball, did she? She didn't really get into. I mean, you know, and then she got taken off in the second half. I felt a little bit sorry for her, but anyway, it's you know, I guess I trust Serena to sort it out and get it right. But Lauren Hemp is our biggest threat going forward, isn't she? So you can understand why we want to get her in the game because the more she's on the ball, the more likely something good's going to happen. So I think that it's a little bit of both, and we need to look at that as well. But yeah, we do need to be able to mix it up a little bit more as well. And maybe that's where Georgia Stanway comes in because she can get through the lines, can't she, and stuff like that. So, Connell says there, what do you think of Arsenal's friendly earlier? Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it. I was watching the tennis. I was watching the Spain game. Obviously, I knew the score. I think it was 5-3 in the end, wasn't it? A couple of own goals. Jesus scored a couple of goals on his first appearance. It was a bit of a mixed match of a team, wasn't it? When I saw the lineup, I'm thinking, well, I'm not really that interested in this game. It's not going to teach me too much. And you know, we won the game, which is good. It's just a run out for him, isn't it? Get a little bit of fitness in their legs. Good that Jesus has got himself a goal or two, but we'll see. I mean, Nuno Tavares scored in his first friendly last season, didn't he? And you know, we know what happened there. So let's not get too excited. But yeah, it was a good result. And let's hope that it gives a bit more fitness and we'll be prepared properly for when the season starts because that's what we haven't been done in recent years, haven't we? So I think that's important. But obviously, we will talk about Arsenal. The Arsenal men's team, you know, later
it's all been happening, Jack Wilshere retired as well. Paris is off to Man United, apparently. It's all been happening.
Yeah, as there seems to be a lot of activity in the transfer market going on. We're involved in some of it, but we need to be involved in a little bit more, both the men and the women, actually, don't we? We need some more players coming in.
I think he's working. He's doing right, but hopefully we'll sign a few players before September, so let's see.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. That's a good thing, isn't it? The season doesn't start.
Absolutely.
So we need to remember the women's season doesn't start till later, so there isn't
much later.
You know, with obviously the men start the week after the final of the Euro, so that's coming around quite quickly.
Oh, God, that's right. It's be 4 weeks away. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's literally the week of the finals on the Euro finals on the Sunday, and Arsenal play on the Friday against Crystal Palace.
That's right.
It's quite a quick turnaround. But obviously, the WSL doesn't start for another month on top of that, so we've got plenty of time. No. I'm not worried about that. And that Arsenal did get that win today, just to give us a little bit of confidence as well and some fitness. Yeah. But we'll look at the Arsenal men later on as well. But so we're half an hour away from the kickoff in Germany. Andreas has sent us a few videos already, actually, for the vlog. So I'm going to hopefully get some more from Andreas as we go through the evening. I'll start putting them together into the vlog. Hopefully get that out. tomorrow at some point before I head off to Sheffield for the game, and obviously I'll be doing a vlog. Are you doing a vlog on Monday then for us, am I?
Yeah. I'll be. I don't know. I should be able to do it. I don't know exactly where I'm staying yet, but either being at my dad or in a hotel. But yeah, no, I'll look at yours and Andreas's vlogs and try to see what I can do from there. So no, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great game, isn't it? Monday's game is probably the biggest game of the group for us in many ways, because Norway are probably the strongest team, aren't they? Apart from us, obviously. What else is there? Whose shirt in the background? Love that. Well, there's two in the background. I've obviously got Dennis Bergkamp's shirt from the 2005-2006 last season at Highbury's last season, and next to that is green away shirt from 1982, which I've always loved. So that's those two shirts.
1982, nice, yeah.
The 1982 away shirt, the green and blue one. I just like. I don't know why I like that. I just have always liked it, and I'm glad I've got that. Terry says there, what do you think on Russo? Should start Monday and not White? See, I was saying about Russo, I thought she should have started on Wednesday actually, because I think she's played really well in the friendlies. I thought Ellen White, because she only played half an hour, the first half against Belgium, and then she didn't play either part of the other two friendlies. She did look a little bit match rusty, I thought, on Wednesday. She had one or two chances and she snatched at them, and she wasn't that great. So, I would have started Russo on Wednesday, and certainly nothing's really changed my mind. But I've got a feeling Ellen White will start for her experience. And having played most of that game on Wednesday, I guess she's got a little bit more match sharpness. Hopefully, she'll be in a little bit better condition to play on Monday. Maybe we'll have to see. But I personally would pick Russo, because I think she offers much more of an all-round game. She's strong, physical, she's good in the air, and she can link the play quite well. And I quite like her. I think she's a good player. So, what do you think, Amar? Do you think Russo should start on Monday ahead of Ellen White, or would you keep it the same?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It's a difficult one. Maybe, as you said, if they win the game on Monday, then they'll look to make wholesale changes for the game on Friday against Northern Ireland. Maybe she'll just maybe yeah. I mean, as you were there on, as I'm sure you were there on Wednesday, Ella too looked good when she came on. Chloe Kelly looked bright. Yeah. Look, bring one of those on, or less for or Alessia Russo for Ellen White. But maybe she's happy with what she saw and doesn't want to tinker too much. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But maybe there is an argument to bring in one of those young forwards in. So let's wait and see. But for now, maybe I think she'll probably, as you said, maybe just continue with Ellen White and give the youngsters a run out with about half an hour left or something.
Yeah, and potentially in the Northern Ireland game, if we've beaten Norway, I suppose, when there's less pressure on and stuff like that, maybe. But I mean, Terry says, Russo. He says Russo all the way for me as well. Yeah, I would personally pick her. I'm not sure that Serena will. I think she hasn't got much. There's not that much tournament experience in the squad, really, when you think about it. Overall, is there? And obviously Ellen White got that massive experience of tournament. So I think against Norway, because it's such a big game, I think she's more likely to go with Ellen White personally. I personally maybe wouldn't, but I'm not the manager. I don't get paid to make those decisions. Look at it, the players that we prefer maybe, but I think Ellen White will start. And I've got a feeling that if she does start, she'll probably score a goal actually.
Yeah.
I just
that's against Norway. I mean, she didn't last World Cup, and our record against them is good, but they're a much better team than they were in 2019. So let's see.
Yeah, they are. I think we are as well, though. So we have to bear that in mind.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Absolutely.
I think a lot of teams have improved actually since the World Cup.
Hugely.
For this tournament. So that's what makes it so exciting for me. That's why I've been looking forward to this for a long time, and that's why I'm excited now that it's going on. It's going to be great stuff, and it is difficult to predict who's likely to progress out in the groups. Even some of the groups, it's really difficult, isn't it?
Yeah,
really, and I mean, so far we haven't really seen too many shocks, have we? I mean,
no.
Norway beat Northern Ireland comfortably. Spain beat Finland comfortably, which we'd have kind of expected. And
this that's why
this game tonight is quite exciting, isn't it? Because two of the fancied teams meeting so early, and tomorrow as well, the Sweden-Netherlands game is going to be good. The big hitters. And of course, tomorrow night there's that big clash of the two Arsenal players. One of the reasons why I wanted to get tickets to this game.
Yeah, no, that's really good. That's good.
It's going to be an interesting battle there, isn't it? to see they're both capable of getting crucial goals, aren't they? So
yeah, there's just one question I had for you the other night, because you know how they've done this thing by mobile tickets. Everything went all right when you were scanning and everything, yeah.
Yeah, there was no issues with that at all. That worked really well. I mean, you get the barcode on the app.
Yeah, that's right. When you log in, we have to log in each time. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, my ticket activated about 12 o'clock on the afternoon.
Yeah, that's what they said. They activate it early. That's right.
Yeah, and then basically you turn up at the ground. The only problem that I had initially was I couldn't get the app to open because I couldn't get a signal on my phone in and around the stadium. Because so in the end, I had to basically walk outside to where like all the fan zone thing was. It was out in the open. Once I've got the signal, got the ticket on my phone, it stayed on my phone. So just I would say maybe get it on your phone before you actually get too close to the stadium, just in case there's.
Yeah.
I always find it whenever I've been to football anywhere, when there's a big crowd, I always find it difficult to get a signal on my phone anyway, because there's so many people, so many signals flying about. So maybe get your ticket up on your phone.
Yeah, try to get up a bit early. Yeah, I'll try to do that. Yeah, a bit
before
early,
you get to the turnstile, because when you get to the turnstile like I did, and you can't get it up, you then got to leave the queue, go back out, and get it up. And then so just maybe try it before. Once it's on your phone, it will generally stay there. When you go back,
No, I'll do that. I'll just do it early. Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that I made the mistake of leaving it to get into the turnstile, and then realising that the app wouldn't work because I had no signal. But I've learnt my lesson, so I won't do that tomorrow. I mean, it worked pretty well in that side.
That's good. That's good.
No issues with that. I was pretty pleased with that. I just think it's a little bit. I don't think it's helping to fill empty seats when you can't transfer the ticket after 11 o'clock or whatever it is on the day of the game, because there's a lot of people that can't make it last minute and they can't sell their ticket on, and so the seat goes empty. Whereas you'd be better off getting someone in the stadium, wouldn't you? I think. But anyway, I know why they've done it, and it does stop ticket touts and people making money off tickets and stuff, which is a good thing in a way. But it is going to lead to. I mean, 68,000 the other night. They said it was a sellout. Obviously, there are a lot of empty seats, so people had tickets that couldn't go and couldn't sell them on, and that's why there was empty seats in the ground. And I don't know, that's something they could maybe
probably make it more clearer.
But overall, it worked pretty well. It was pretty smooth. There was no issues. There wasn't really too much queuing, and it was a pretty smooth. The only thing was trying to get out of Manchester in the car was a nightmare. So we didn't.
Probably been very difficult. Yeah. What time did you get back home then?
We didn't get home till about 2:45 in the morning.
2:45?
Yeah. Jeez. Well, only because we got back to the car, but we parked in this multi-storey car park at Media City, which was great because it was easy enough. But we were sitting there to get out afterwards for nearly an hour and a half in the car park. We didn't move. We were just in the car park because nobody could get out of the car park. So that was a bit of a nightmare. So we didn't even get going until about 12 o'clock or something like that. And that was we were sitting there thinking, this is ridiculous. But once we got going, it wasn't too bad. Once we got out of Manchester on the motorway, it was fine, and we just flew back down. It was all right, but it was just getting out of the car park. It took nearly as long getting out of the car park as it did to get back home from Manchester.
Let's hope we don't have the same problem going to Sheffield tomorrow. Yeah.
I mean, I don't imagine it's going to be as big a crowd, is it? I mean, when we went to the friendly at Leeds a couple of weeks ago, there was 19,000 there, and it was there was a lot of traffic getting to Leeds, but that was on a Friday night. This is on a Saturday. The traffic's going to be easier. In parts in Leeds was no problem. Getting out after the game was no problem, and I can't foresee too many issues tomorrow because I'm not expecting there to be more than 20,000 at the game.
Let's see. Absolutely.
It holds 30,000, doesn't it, Bramwell Lane? I can't see there being more than 20,000 personally. I mean, hopefully I'm wrong. It'll be packed, but I've got a feeling we're going to probably get 20,000 at the moment. So you should be okay getting in and out, hopefully, and it won't be too bad. Terry says they're looking forward to tomorrow's game. Shout out for the Gooner Girls. Yeah, indeed. I actually think there could be quite a few Arsenal fans there, actually, because of who's playing. With Viv and Stina playing, I think it could be quite good. And of course, Danielle van der Donk, be good to see her again. Jill Ward, of course, would be nice, won't it? So Terry says canoodling in the car park. Well, no, we were more stressed about what time we were going to get home because we both had to go work on. Oh, actually, no, I had to go work on Thursday. Paula did. She had a day off, but she had to be out early in the morning on Thursday. So we were both stressing about, what time we're going to get home. But anyway, we did make it home about 2:45. So yesterday was a bit of a write-off, really.
Don't blame me, mate.
But anyway, we survived and we're still here, and we'll do it all again tomorrow. It shouldn't be as stressful getting home anyway. But yeah, it's all, yes, it was a nightmare getting out, but ultimately I wouldn't have changed it just to have been at that game. The opening game of the tournament. It was a great experience, and
Absolutely.
I was really, really glad that I went, and it's something I'll never forget. And
That's really good.
And let's hope the rest of the tournament is as good for England as that game turned out to be. So yeah, but no, I mean it's starting to build up now, isn't it? The tournament. I say we've had 3 games, one more tonight, and it's starting to really build now, isn't it? I mean, have you enjoyed it so far, Emma? What you've seen of it? I know the games have been at strange times, really, haven't they? With the tennis on today was good, but it meant it distracted me a little bit from
no, but it was because it was helped a bit by the sad withdrawal of Rafa, but I mean, it really helped with regards to football. But yeah, no, I've been impressed with the quality on show so far. Yeah, it's bound to be odd mistakes. We expect that, isn't it? It's part and parcel of any sport, really. But no, the fucking sense going forward, the skills on show, it's been really good, and it's labelled up to, and it's certainly lived up to its billing so far, albeit in its very embryonic days. So yeah, I mean, let's hope for more of the same.
No, exactly, and I agree. I think it has lived up to expectations so far. In the fact that there hasn't been a really big game yet until tonight. Tonight's going to be the first really big meeting, isn't it? And then obviously the one tomorrow as well. And we're going to start seeing hopefully some really exciting games as well. Some close games, end-to-end sort of stuff, really. I mean, what would be your prediction then for the game tonight then? Germany against Denmark, what are you thinking?
It's difficult. I know I said it's really, really difficult to toss a coin, but I think it could. They're 2 pretty evenly matched sides. Denmark have definitely got to exploit Germany, but then Germany can never rule them out. So I think I'm going to go for a scoring draw. I'll probably say 2 each.
Right, okay, yeah. I mean, a draw does seem a good shout. I mean, I actually think, and I've just got this because it's a tournament. I just think Germany might just shade it. Actually,
yeah,
I just think they might just. I'm going to go 2-1 Germany. I just fancy they might, and obviously it'll be good for Andreas as well, won't it, to see him?
Absolutely.
When he's come all this way, so we want him to win for that. So, but I do think Germany might just shade that 2-1. What are you thinking? What are you thinking for tomorrow's games? Obviously, Portugal against Switzerland is the first game. What would you predict for that one?
Yeah, Switzerland haven't been in the best of form coming in, and I hope I'll go well. But yeah, they did get through to the quarterfinals. I think it was last was it semis. I can't remember. No, it wasn't a semis. It was the quarters. Yeah, they've got good players. Portugal, you can never be. They're definitely capable of causing 1 or 2 upset, ruffling 1 or 2 feathers as well. So. I mean, they're coming in decent form, but again, it's really tough to predict. But if you were, maybe you'd probably just give the slight edge to Portugal, but I'd probably go a draw in that one too.
Really? Okay. I mean, I mean, Portugal kind of sneaked in through the back door a little bit, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Kind of sanctions on Russia. They didn't even qualify initially, so not that doesn't mean they're not a good side, but I just feel that Switzerland, yes, they've not been in great form. They were quite poor against when we played them in the friendly. I thought certainly once Leo Wolsey went off, but I think Switzerland may edge this game as well. I think Switzerland will win actually.
Okay, yeah, that's a lead, isn't it?
I think Switzerland will maybe sneak. I think maybe 1-0. I think it'll be quite a tight game, but I think Switzerland will just maybe shade that one. I just feel as though they've maybe got slightly better players overall. And then obviously the big one tomorrow, Sweden against Netherlands. What are you thinking about? That could be anything, that game, couldn't it?
Yeah, that could be absolutely anything. It could be like Germany, Denmark tonight. It's just toss a coin.
Yeah.
Netherlands, I know we've had them for 5-1, but Sweden always have that pedigree when it comes to major tournaments. Again, I'd probably be leaning towards a high-scoring draw. Who knows? So probably 2 each of them, but we'll see what happens.
I must admit that was my fault. Was a 2-2 draw actually for that game tomorrow. I can see there being goals because both teams have got a lot of great attacking players, and I'm not too sure about Holland defensively in particular when they played England. And I fancy maybe a 2-2, but maybe if anyone's going to win, I fancy maybe Sweden more likely to win than Holland. Actually, I think Sweden are one of the favourites. I think to win the tournament if you get to the final.
Yes.
They got to the final of the Olympics, didn't they?
They should have won arguably as well, but there you go.
yeah, so I think they'll have a good chance. But yeah, I mean, I maybe fancy a draw. I want to see a few goals anyway. Because there was only one goal at the England game the other night. So I quite like to see
Yeah.
I'd quite enjoy that, but we'll see. Terry says the only disappointment for me has been half-empty grounds. It's early days. Yeah, I mean, you've got to remember, though, that the two other games have been Norway, Northern Ireland and Finland, Spain, which haven't been the most eagerly anticipated games, have they? There's a lot more sort of games coming up that are going to, I think, attract the attention of fans a lot more. And I think that, yes, I don't think the games are going to sell out. A lot of the group games won't sell out. I'm sure they won't, all of them. But it'd be nice if the grounds are a little bit fuller. I agree. It's nice to see full stadiums, isn't it, or full of stadiums and not empty seats everywhere. Terry says he's gone 3-1 Germany just because of Andreas and him drinking loads of water. Yeah, he's probably had a few watered down beers already because he's been there since. I think he got to the ground about 5 o'clock, or he was at the pub at 5 o'clock. So God knows what state he'll be in now, and it's nearly 8 o'clock. But anyway, he has been sending some nice videos.
Yeah, so his dinner as well. Good lunch as well. Yeah, good lunch.
Yeah, he had a good lunch as well. Fish and chips. He had fish and chips for his lunch, which was nice. So he's having a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and if it's 3-1 to Germany, he'll enjoy that a lot, won't he? Gregory says Sweden by 2 tomorrow. I mean, that's a big. I mean, yeah, I fancy Sweden more than I fancy Holland, but I still think maybe a draw. And Terry, as always, has gone 5-3 to Holland. Well, put it this way: if it was 5-3 to anybody tomorrow, I'll be over the moon. What a game to see! 8 goals, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? I'm not anticipating anything like that, but yeah, I think I'm going for a 2-2, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sweden maybe nick that one along the way, somewhere along the line. But yeah, a few goals would be nice. Just to, it's good. I mean, it's unusual to go to a game when you're a complete neutral.
Yeah,
and you haven't got, do I care if Holland win or do I care if Sweden? It's not particularly. I want to see a good game of football. I want to, see Viv and Stina play. I want to experience the atmosphere of the Euros again. So that's all more important to me than the result tomorrow. So it's going to be unusual to go to a game. You haven't got that stress about are we going to win? Are we going to win? It doesn't. It's nice to be relaxed. Exactly. You can enjoy the game from a different perspective, actually, which would be nice. Which is what I'm hoping to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
So a few goals either way would be good. And hopefully Stina and Viv can both score. That would be really nice. That would make if that was. But we'll see. But yeah, 5-3 would be nice, Terry. But I'm not convinced that's what it'll be. But anyway, you never know. Obviously, in the background, you can probably hear the song, which this is one of the beautiful game song, which is like one of the 2 songs that you can win on the CD. So I'll just turn it up a little bit, so you can just hear a little bit more of it.
Yeah, that's really good. Really good, actually. Really good.
So that is the beautiful game, which is this CD, which what you can win during the tournament.
Subscribe, I know, subscribe. That's right.
Yeah, you subscribe to the channel and then just put a guess in how many goals you think England will score in the group. Yeah. Obviously, 2 games left in the group to play. And the other side is my favourite one. I shouldn't really have a favourite because they're both good, but I do think this song is just absolute quality. This is Left Foot, Right Foot Header, which is the other side on the CD. This is just brilliant.
Yeah.
Left foot, right foot header. Left foot, right foot head. I'm supporting England because it's left foot, right foot head.
Well, we were playing this in the car the other night going to the gate. It was just brilliant. He was dancing along the night.
Take the lead with Beth Mead. Williamson gets the job done, and Lauren Hemp is heaven sent. Hear the lionesses roar.
Brilliant stuff. So that is Left Foot, Right Foot Header. The other one's a beautiful game, and they are both on this CD. There's a link actually in the description. You can actually download it as well. You can buy it, but you've got a chance to win a signed copy. Very, very rare signed copy. So, just subscribe to the channel and put your guess in for how many goals you think England will score. You can either put it in a comment on one of the videos. You can put it on my Twitter there, which is @OverAndArsenal, or you can just send me a message with it on, whatever you want to do. And I disappeared, but he's back now.
Yeah, no, sorry.
You don't like the song, so you buggered off because you didn't like the song.
No, I didn't bug it off. No. I haven't heard it.
Gregory says there, I like Left Foot, Right. Yeah, that's my favourite one, Left Foot, Right. It's just brilliant. It's great lyrics. It's just so catchy. and it should be the anthem of the Euros for me. And I'm trying to push it as much as I can, get as many people to hear it as possible. Terry says there, my CD will be worn out by the time I've won it. That's all right. I've got it. It's not. I'm not playing the CD. The CD. Look, your CD, Terry, is look. I'll show you. Look, your CD's there. It's not being played. It's unplayed. It's a download that I'm using. So don't worry about that. Your CD will be fine. Gregory says there, where can I find some Beth Mead chants? Well, the best person for chants actually is Matt, but he's not on the show tonight. He was on last night. He's working tonight, so he hadn't been able to make it. He's got some good chants for all the players, so he's always a good one to ask for chants. I mean, the main chant for Beth Mead, sort of Meadow, isn't it? That's all that people seem to chant for. Meadow. That's pretty much how it goes, which is fine. Yeah. But there doesn't seem to be much else that we come up with for Beth Mead. No. Is it? Terry says that all 8 goals tomorrow are going to be scored by Gooners. Well, that'd be good, wouldn't it? 5 for Viv and 3 for Stina. That'd be quite nice. We'll see. Gregory says that I have doubts about Holland's coach. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Holland's problem is the fact that we've taken their coach, and she is very, very good, as we know. And yes, I've not been convinced by him. And just listening to a few comments that Viv made actually about it, you know, obviously she didn't say anything horrible about him. But I got the impression from what Viv said that, you know, the players were a lot more understanding of what was required of them under Serena and what they are currently under the new coach. And that's just the differences in the way that things are. I mean, Serena was with Holland for quite a long time and they're probably a bit used to her, weren't they? So, but we'll see. Terry says there, thanks, mate. MMM77 is our pop star. No, he is indeed. He comes up with some great charts for all the players. So I'm sure he's got a few for Beth Mead that he can give us once we're back with the Arsenal games again. I'm sure that'll happen. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, yeah, in terms of Beth Mead, that's basically what we're doing. But yeah, I mean, the Dutch coach hasn't overly impressed me. I thought against England, to be fair to Holland, they wasn't quite as prepared as we were. That was their first game. It was our second game. We've been together a bit longer than they had, and I think maybe that they've done better since, haven't they? They beat Finland the other night. They've scored a couple of goals, and I think they'll be better against Sweden than they were against us. I think they'll be tournament ready, and I think we'll see the difference. But yeah, I'm not convinced by him, and I'm not convinced that because of that they're going to be able to win the tournament again. I don't think they will. They're going to be one of the teams, but I'm not sure if they can win it again. You know, so but it's in our favour because we've got their coach. Last time, and I'm 100% got 100% confidence in her. I trust her 100% to be able to make us competitive to potentially win it. I really do believe that. We'll see. Monday night's going to be an interesting game, isn't it, to see? But we'll talk about that a bit more on Sunday's show. Obviously, there won't be a show tomorrow night because I'm in Sheffield. But there will be some stuff on the channel tomorrow because I'm going to get Andreas's vlog out from the Germany-Denmark game, which is at now. He's been sending me quite a few videos, which I've enjoyed watching them so far. So I'll put that all together. That'll go out tomorrow. I'll obviously be doing a vlog from Sheffield as well. That'll go out on Sunday at some stage. And then Sunday night at 7 o'clock in between the 2 games from Group D. I'll be back live. Hopefully, I mean, are you available Sunday or will you be busy?
No, I don't know. I'll try to make myself available. Let's see how it goes.
See if you're around. I mean, I'll put a link out. Obviously, Andreas won't be available because he's actually might be. I'm not sure what he's doing Sunday. I know he's busy. Obviously, tonight at the game. He's doing stuff tomorrow. He's going to the England. I know he can't do Sunday because he's going to Iceland against Belgium with Matt.
He's right. That's right.
So they're not available next week.
Yeah, right.
But we'll see. Obviously, we will be looking ahead to the England game in a bit more detail on Sunday. And then, of course, Monday night, I'll be doing a watch-along. What I'll do is I'll maybe go live about 7:30 on Monday so we can briefly look at the Austria Northern Ireland game, the result of that, talk about that briefly, and obviously go straight into the watch-along of England against Norway. I know Amar's going to be there on Monday, so that'll be great. So we'll do that on Monday night and cover that as well. Gregory says there was a 30-second video of people in a bar singing home with the verse because Beth Mead is on fire. Oh, was there? Oh, I'll have to find that. And that sounds really good. I've not seen that actually. I'll have to find. Is that on YouTube? Is it? I'll have to find that. Then.
I don't know. I haven't seen either. To be fair.
That'll be good. But yeah, I mean, Beth Mead is in great form, isn't she? At the moment, the amount of goals she scored for England this last season or so has been incredible. Let's hope there's a few more in her for the rest of the tournament, because it'd be nice if she could get the golden boot. But I've got a feeling an England player won't win the golden boot, just because the goals are spread around a bit more with England, aren't they? But we'll see. She's joint top scorer at the moment, isn't she? With 1 goal, along with a few others. Until tonight, anyway. We'll see. We'll see if there's anybody gets a couple of goals tonight. Terry says Andreas' hangover. He won't make it. No, Andreas will be don't worry about him. He's made a yeah, but a hangover won't stop him from won't stop him at all. So it'll be fine. But the vlog will be good. So look out for that. I'll put that on the channel tomorrow, probably. I don't know when I get a chance to do it. I'm a bit busy tomorrow, but I should be able to squeeze that in before I go. And then, of course, I say Sunday, we will be back with a preview of the England game, looking at what happened in Group C and looking at what's happening on Group D as well, which kicked off on Sunday, of course. Gregory says there on YouTube yesterday, can't find it today. I should go, okay. We'll have a look. I'll have a look on YouTube later, see if I can find it, because it sounds like it's going to be fun. Well, the Germany game's about to kick off in about 5 minutes, so we want to go and watch that. I know I do. I'm sure Emma does.
Yes, we do.
So what we'll do is we will finish this here, and I'll say look out for the vlog, obviously, from the game that Andreas is at tonight, Germany-Denmark. That'll go on the channel tomorrow. I'll be vlogging from the Sheffield game, the Holland against Sweden. That's going to be really good as well. That'll probably go live on the channel on Sunday morning. And then, of course, Sunday night, we'll be back at 7 o'clock with this usual show. Hopefully, Amar can be with us. Maybe Harry might be able to join us. A couple of other people will talk about, obviously, the games that we've seen, the games that's coming up, and, of course, preview the big England game on Monday as well. So that's all coming up. So please, I say, stay with the channel. If you are enjoying our coverage of the Euros, please give it a like. If you are new, please consider subscribing as well. And we will see you we'll see you live on Sunday at 7. Watch out for the vlogs going up as well, because they're going to be really good. Give you a good experience of the games, from a match day experience, which is great.
Absolutely.
One the opportunity to see the experience of Euros. If you can't be there yourself, you can experience our vlogs, and it makes you feel like you're there. Hopefully, give you a little bit of the experience of it, because it is great.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and don't forget to put your guesses in to win the CD. How many goals will England score in the group stage? You can be playing this CD in a knockout stage when England go away to the final. So hopefully that's what we can do. So get your guesses in for that, and you can win the CD. We will see you Sunday live at 7. Don't forget the vlogs. Thank you very much to Amar for joining us. Always a pleasure, mate.
It was a pleasure to be with you as well, Richard. Yeah. So take care and have a good one tomorrow.
Cheers, mate. We'll speak very soon. Obviously, enjoy the game on Monday. I don't speak to you before. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. In the meantime, of course, as always, come on, you Lionesses. Let's do it. It is coming home. Don't forget your guests to win the CD, because it's great. See you later, guys. See you Sunday live.
See you Sunday.
There's shin pads, hairbands, rainbow laces, brand new fans and different races. Another camp with COVID cases, an England squad with brand new faces. Here we go, the summer's here. Meet your friends and grab